Hey everyone, in this video I will show you a solid way to get all the treasures in Frozen Slider in only 5 passes, as well as meeting the requirements for the Shield Shredder trophy. Many people heavily dislike getting the treasures here, so I set it up to do it as fast as possible instead of doing each treasure individually like some other videos showcase. So this first pass, we're going to get 5 treasures in. The first one's going to be coming up in this second segment after the jump, and it's pretty in your face. It is treasure number 1. So now that we got that, that's the only treasure in this second segment, so we're going to hit this third segment coming up after the jump. And this is where the majority of the treasures are, but we're going to snag 2 of them right here at once. So we're going to go slightly to the right, and you're going to hit this railing that's pretty visible in front of you. And fortunately you auto-snap to them, so it's not hard. And you're going to land on the mountain here, and treasure number 5 straight ahead. But as soon as you grab treasure number 5, just immediately fall off to the right, trying not to hit the trees, and there's number 6 right at the bottom. And keep following the path to the right, try to avoid hitting trees if you can, but it's not that bad if you do. And then you hit that jump, and you land on this railing. And these railings kind of line up, as you can see, and it leads right to treasure number 9 on this next segment. And this treasure actually leads you pretty much directly into treasure number 10. So take a right here into the cave and go up on this left path. It's a little tricky, it's easy to sloppily fall off or bump into stuff and fall. But there's treasure number 10, and in this final segment there are no treasures. So typically this is where you would go for score at this point if you were close enough. This first pass I don't really care for the score, so I won't be hitting the 600,000 required for the trophy, but it gets 5 treasures out of the way. As you can see, it's pretty close as a 600,000 requirement. So now we're going to do it again. So you're probably wondering, why do I have to do 4 more passes if we already got 5 treasures? It's because of the way the treasures are laid out. They're a little bit spread out in that third segment to where you can't really combine any of them. And you'll see what I mean when we get to that point. So now we can sort of start going for 600,000, and a lot of it happens naturally. So going down here, it doesn't super matter, as usual, which path you take right now. You could go for whatever gives most points. Whatever I'm taking might not be the best for points, and that's fine. Getting the darker purple gems spawns more gems to pick up for more points, so try to hit those often. And of course, hitting objects also decreases your multiplier. So we're going to go to the right here again, but this time you're not going to jump on the railing, you're just going to keep going to the right. So there's a couple different ways you can go this way, but this is the path I take. I kind of sort of follow the gems pretty closely, and then on the right here there's a slight path up. So we're going to go through here and grab treasure number 7. And unfortunately, you can't combine this treasure with any of the other ones on that entire segment. As you can see, we're falling out the same way as the first pass though, so you could get 9 and 10 here again if you missed it the first time. Not to mention, I believe it's probably faster anyway to go this path from number 7. So it does probably seem a little counterproductive to only get 1 treasure on a go, but that's really the best you can ask for if you already got 5 on the first pass. So now I'm pretty much just going for points, and this one should be able to get 600,000. You get about 100,000 or more points just from not hitting anything and doing a decent time bonus. So around the 130 range should give you a good like 50 to 80k point bonus. And there's 600,000. So now we got 6 treasures done. We have 4 more to go, but 3 more passes. There is 1 treasure that can be combined with any of the next 3 I decide to do, which is treasure number 8. That one can be combined with 2, 3, or 4, which is left. But I recommend doing it with 3. However, I'm trying to clean up the right side of this minigame right now. So first, we're going to get that side completely done. Thinking of this minigame as segments is a lot easier than just trying to mentally map everything out in your head exactly where they are. Like, for example, there's only 1 treasure on this segment here, which we already got. So we don't even have to think anymore up until this part, where we're going to go once again to the right here. But instead of going farther to the right, we're actually going to skip this cave here on the left and go very slightly to the right. And there will be another cave coming up. Don't fall for this cave on the left here, though. That one's a trap. The one you want to hit is this one. And 4 is kind of just out in your face. So if you wanted to get treasure number 8, you can go to the left here. Farther, and there's a railing, but I don't think it's fully worth it, honestly. I think you might as well get it with treasure number 3, which is laid out pretty well for it. So at this point, there's no other treasures left beyond here, so we can just take whatever path. If you go into the left caves here, just be a little careful not to bump into stuff if you're trying to go for a high score. It's pretty easy in the caves to just bump into things, as well as trees in general. But as you can see, this path has no problem hitting the score requirement. I'm gonna easily hit 600,000 before even getting to the end. And the bonus should push it well over 700,000. So getting the score requirement really is not bad. It's just a matter of being relatively fast and not hitting anything. When you hit stuff, your multiplier goes back down. It's hard to see right away, but it's in the up left past the score. You'll see a yellow indicator of your multiplier. So now on our next pass, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go for treasure number 3, because we're going to start going on the left side, which has the last 3 treasures. I don't really have an easy way to explain where treasure number 3 is. It's basically on the left side, but not too far to the left of the 3rd segment of this minigame. Once again, breaking it into segments makes it a lot easier to memorize where the treasures are, because like I said, the majority are in this area here. So you want to fall off to the left. You don't want to go too far to the left, but you don't want to go too far to the right and hit the wrong jump. You'll see where I'm about to fall down here. You'll pretty much just fall into treasure number 3. So once you hit this jump, you'll go into the next segment, and you want to go slightly to the left here. It pretty much exactly lines you up really well to hit this railing here, and this just auto throws you into treasure number 8. Like I said, this can be combined with 2, 3, or 4 of the treasures pretty well. I mean the numbers, by the way, not the amount. But I think it's easiest with treasure number 3. And once again, at this point, you can just go for score if you haven't already got the trophy. On this file, I obviously already had the trophy, so that's why it hasn't popped up. But I don't think people normally have trouble with this minigame and getting the score for the trophy. I think the trouble comes from the treasures. I know on my first 100% playthrough, I definitely heavily disliked this, and I was one of those people that had to look up Everglow's guide on it. So I know what it's like. I didn't fully like separating them one treasure at a time, though, but they did fortunately patch the game to show you which treasures you've gotten by the number instead of like the total. So you can tell exactly which ones you're missing. So on this last pass, we only have treasure number 2 left. And that one's about as easy as it can get to get a treasure, and a lot of people probably just find it relatively easy without even trying. You're basically just going to go to the left, starting on the 3rd segment. Once again, the path I'm taking here probably might not even be the most optimal, but path number 2 is kind of just, or I'm sorry, the middle path for me is fine. Taking the left path here, all you do is stay on the left. You don't want to go crazy up the mountain and then fall down, or bump in the trees, but you kind of just hang a bit to the left, and it will kind of just show up in front of you in this cave area. And if you wanted to grab treasure 8 here, if you didn't already, you could try to by jumping to the right onto the railing, but I don't feel like it's worth it doing it there. At this point, just go straight to the end. If this is the last treasure as well, you don't have to think about anything else, but I don't even know if you could grab 9 or 10 after that one. It would probably be pretty hard to get on railings from there. So this is my layout, basically. This does this in 5 passes. I have not found a way to combine treasures 2, 3, 4, and 7 with each other. Because of that, they have to be 4 separate passes. I don't know if there is a way. If there is, I'm just missing it. But this is what I have found that works for me. Hopefully this video has helped people. I know I'm probably a little late on this, and people probably might have already mastered it, but this is what I do, anyway. Thank you everyone for watching, and hope you enjoyed the video.